It all started on a rainy Thursday afternoon, the kind of day that soaks through your bones and tests your patience. Ethan Parker was standing in line at the local grocery store, juggling a half-empty basket of cereal, milk, and a pack of diapers. Being a single dad to his 5-year-old son, Noah, meant that every errand felt like a small mission and every penny mattered. But that day, something unexpected pulled his attention away from his endless mental math. Near the self-checkout lanes, a young teenage girl in a wheelchair was being confronted by the store manager. Her hair was messy, her jeans worn thin at the knees, and her trembling hands clutched a small chocolate bar. "I didn't take it," she whispered, tears in her eyes. "I swear, I didn't." The manager's voice was cold. "We saw you hide it. Don't lie, young lady. We have cameras." Shoppers paused, whispering and shaking their heads. Most just kept walking, no one wanted to get involved. But Ethan couldn't ignore it. He saw something familiar in her eyes, the look of panic and humiliation he'd seen in his own reflection once, when life had kicked him down after his wife's accident. Without thinking, he stepped forward. "Hey, what's going on here?" The manager frowned. "Sir, please stay out of this. She's been caught shoplifting." Ethan glanced at the girl, pale, shivering, clutching the armrest of her wheelchair. "Can I see what she supposedly took?" he asked. The manager lifted the tiny bar of chocolate. "This. Worth all of $2. Ethan sighed. "So you're telling me you're publicly shaming a paralyzed kid over a candy bar?" "She stole it," the manager snapped. Ethan reached into his wallet, pulled out a $5 bill, and placed it on the counter. "Now it's paid for. So how about we all calm down and stop making a scene?" There was a hush. The other shoppers suddenly found their voices, mumbling in agreement, nodding at Ethan's words. The manager muttered something about policy and walked off. The girl looked up at Ethan, her lip trembling. "You didn't have to do that," she said softly. Ethan smiled. "I've been where you are, kid. Everyone deserves someone in their corner." He helped wheel her outside under the store awning as the rain poured down. Her hands were shaking, and her clothes were soaked. "Do you have someone coming for you?" he asked. She hesitated. "My dad's at work. He's been sick. I was just trying to get something for my little brother's birthday." That hit Ethan hard. He remembered skipping meals once, just to make Noah smile with a small toy car. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lila," she replied. "Well, Lila, how about we get you something warm to eat while you wait for your dad?" They went to a small diner across the street. Ethan ordered grilled cheese and tomato soup for her and a cup of coffee for himself. For the first time, she smiled. They talked about her school, her brother, her dad who used to be a truck driver before a back injury left him unable to work much. As she spoke, Ethan noticed how she avoided talking about money, pride slipping through every word. He understood that too well. An hour later, a man burst through the diner door, soaked, panting, eyes wide with fear. "Lila!" She turned. "Dad!" Ethan stood up as the man rushed over. He looked exhausted, his clothes worn, face lined with years of struggle. But his eyes were kind. Familiar somehow. Lila introduced them, but before Ethan could say anything, the man extended his hand. "I don't know what happened, but thank you for helping my girl," he said. "She's all I have." Ethan smiled. "She's a strong one. You've raised her right." The man paused, studying him. "Ethan Parker, right?" Ethan blinked. "Yeah, do I know you?" The man smiled faintly. "You should. I was your wife's doctor back when she was in the hospital." Before, his voice trailed off. Ethan froze. A wave of memories hit him, his wife, Emily, lying in that hospital bed after the accident, the pain, the endless nights. And then he remembered him, Dr. Harris, the one who had stayed long after his shift, who had quietly paid part of Emily's medication bill when Ethan's insurance didn't cover it. You were that Dr. Harris?" The man nodded slowly. "I never forgot what you told me that night. You said, if I ever get the chance to help someone the way you helped me, I will. Looks like you did. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The rain outside had stopped, the sun breaking through the gray clouds like a quiet blessing. Lila looked between them, confusion turning into realization. Dad, you helped his wife? Dr. Harris smiled faintly. Once upon a time. And today, he helped us. Ethan felt a lump in his throat. Guess life really does come full circle. They shared a quiet laugh, the kind that comes from two people who've both been through too much but still choose kindness anyway. Before they parted ways, Ethan slipped a folded 20 into Lila's jacket pocket. She started to protest, but he just winked. Consider it a birthday gift from one single-parent household to another. As Ethan walked back to his car, Noah's small hand in his, he looked up at the clearing sky and felt something shift inside him. Sometimes the world can be cruel, unfair, and hard to understand. But every now and then, in a grocery store, under gray rain, between strangers, humanity shows up. And when it does, it's enough to remind you that goodness never really disappears. It just waits for someone brave enough to pass it on. Moral: kindness has a way of coming back, sometimes when you least expect it, sometimes in the face of someone you once helped, and always when the world needs it most.